All right, so next up, what we're going to do is we're going to edit this story. In our story mode, we've inserted our selects onto the timeline. So now that we've got everything kind of locked in, what I want to do is I want to commit that to the timeline. And to do that, cameras. And I do want to copy the data from the current take to the new take. Now, I'm just going to select everything on the timeline and say, plot the whole scene to the current take. Okay? Now, that's going to plot everything, including the camera moves. Okay? So, sometimes what I like to do is go back to, and this is one of the reasons why you want to keep everything on a separate take. If we go here, and we can see that we've got all of our keyframes have been plotted for the camera, okay? Well, that's cool, but we want to really be able to edit them like they were before. So we'll select these, and then we'll come down and we'll select the rest of them. So now I've cleared all the keyframes off of the timeline, and I'm at the same point in time that I had everything selected on 2. So it's easy just to reach in and... All right, so now that I've deleted everything off of 3, I'm going to go to 2. I'm going to select a few of them, make sure my timeline is completely set, select all, and copy, go to take 3, and paste. So now on the base layer, I have my camera animation the same as I had previously, non-plotted in between. You want that flexibility on the camera. And there's a couple different ways of doing cameras, and many people do them differently, but I find they're so related to what I'm doing with the animation that I like to have control of them on a keyframe level. One of the things we'll do in part 4 is take a look at using the camera track in story mode. But this is really key, fundamental stuff that you need to be associating your background, or your storyboard rather, with your character and the camera. That composition is what's so key. So, all right, so let's move on. Now we've got our character here on body mode. Make sure auto keyframe is on, and there's all the keys for the body, okay? All on the base layer. First thing we'll do is add an animation layer, okay? Nothing on animation layer. So let's add a key, add 0 for all the body parts. And let's save. All right, so let's talk about cleaning data. So we'll slip out of story mode, select our entire body, and set a key on the animation layer 1. All right, so let's talk about how easy it is to clean up motion capture data. I'm going to bring my timeline roughly down to about half the full length, about 500 frames roughly. And I like to look at the camera, kind of see where that lines up. And I'm going to pull it in a little bit further because I don't need to go into Mitch's dialogue there. Okay, so scrub down, just take a quick look, make sure everything's working okay. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, so what I'm going to do is staying on the base animation
So we'll
layer,
select our camera.
I'm going to
and
select
on
my
take
entire
two,
character.
select
And
a few of the
still too many to
keyframes.
edit. So let's
Then
get
go
it down
to the
where
full length
it's real still
and
easy
say
to
select
see.
all.
And then, oh, we got that little pop right there. Once again, motion capture is not perfect. And
So what we want to do is we want to make sure our camera is
errant
selected. Go to take two.
That will occur.
Select a few
so
of the
easy to edit.
keyframes.
It's not even
Then
funny.
go to the
Let's
full
just
length
take that
of
offending
the
frame and get rid of it.
clip and select
And you see
all.
Motion Builder automatically
Then
blends in this
copy.
little spline between those two missing
Then
keys.
let's go to
So
take
let's go
three
through and look for any other spots that he does
and
that. Okay.
select all.
So like here,
in the same way.
here.
We're going to grab a few of the keyframes.
Right.
Make sure
So
we're at our
let's get
full
rid of
length,
some of those. Once
select
again,
all,
I'm coming a little bit closer.
and then select delete.
So I can see a little bit more what I'm doing on this fine level. And then delete.
All right,
that
for
key.
this shot, we're going to have to move the camera. And what I want to do now is make it a more dramatic shot. And I'm going to do that.
Head key.
Or a more cinematic shot, I guess you could say. By moving the camera.
Hit back. Okay. And now you see Motion
adding a
Builder
little
builds
translation
nice
and rotation onto the camera
that one,
in between
and
those
that one
two
too.
locked points.
So it
will
kind of
give
comes
you
out of
kind
that.
a dolly or a pull
kind of
effect,
jiggies
like
here
you
a
would
little
with
bit.
a regular camera. And
Let's get rid of that.
which gives it a real cinematic quality with a simple little key.
So now he flows up really nice from that crouched position all the way up. Okay, into the next shot. So let's just continue on and we'll clean up everything on the timeline. So there's a little glitch, right? I thought there was. Let's take it frame at a time. Sometimes you'll notice little flashes like that. And I always check it out, but in this case, wasn't really any kind of a bad motion capture frame. And he's pissed. And he comes back around. And he pulls his arm up. Okay? So right here, I already know there's going to be a change when he gets to that position. So I'm going to go ahead and mark the animation layer with the key. And then when his hand is at the last good position,